name is Gadasha from the Naipo샤 dairy farm. We are located in Naivasha in Nakuru County. We are a family-run business. And what we do to guarantee that our milk is of high quality is that we take care of our hygiene. Hygiene is of topmost priority to us, because when you improve the hygiene of our cows, we make sure that the milk that they produce is also clean. And also hygiene helps to reduce the incidence of disease. So that makes sure that we are not treating our animals with antibiotics, and the milk that they produce do not have any of those foreign things in them. The other thing that we do is that we make sure that we take care of our breeding. Now, breeding has two benefits. Number one, we are able to grow our herd. Number two, we're able to improve the quality of our herd. How do we improve the quality of our herd? We try to make sure that with every new generation, the herd is better, that we are giving, that the cows that are being given birth to are better. Some qualities that we look at when we're breeding is milk production, and also even just the general posture and structure of the cow in terms of its lifespan. The other thing that we do as a farm to make sure that we do produce good quality milk is that we've invested in a milking system. We have an automatic milking machine that minimizes the handling of the milk when it is milked from the cow. Our milking machine automatically milks the cow and automatically pumps milk into a cooling tank that cools milk. So that means that there's no interference by our farmers with the milk, and that there's no bacteria transfer from the environment and even from our workers into the milk. Also, another factor in guaranteeing that our milk is of high quality is that we really take care and are very intentional about what we feed our cows. For example, the silage that we feed, we make sure that it is of high quality, because for the cows to produce good quality milk with all the nutritional requirements that are required in good milk, also the feed that we feed our cows has to be of high value. We make sure that we're feeding our cows the right amount of energy, the right amount of protein, and the right amount of minerals for them to be able to produce. Also, on that note, we also make sure that our feed, especially our concentrate, is free from mycotoxins like aflatoxin. We test all our feed before it comes in to make sure that we are producing milk that has no aflatoxins. In the dairy farm, about 70 to 80% of the expense is actually the feed to the cow. And for you to be successful as a dairy farmer, you need to manage the cost of feed. And one way that we have done this is that we grow our own fodder. We have land that we grow our silage, we have land that we grow hay, and also lucerne. Lucerne is a very high protein plant that actually supplements protein, and protein is very important to the growth of a cow and also the nutritional value in milk. So what we've done is that we grow our own fodder and harvest it at the right time so that it is of high nutritional value to our cows. You'll find that some farmers actually let their fodder, let's say for example hay, overgrow and actually lose its nutritional value. Here at Naipo샤 farm, we make sure that we harvest our hay and even all our fodder at the right stage where it has maximized its nutritional value, so that we make sure that our cows are getting the maximum nutritional value. That means that the milk that they produce also has the maximum nutritional value. The dairy business, dairy farming, is just like every other business. You need to plan. You need to have a business plan. You need to know where you're starting and where you're going to end up. Some farmers usually just start farming as a hobby, and then it almost gets out of hand, because feeding cows and running a dairy farm can be expensive. For example, if you plan to have a herd of about 50 cows, you need to make sure that you have enough land, or you have a supplier who's supplying you with enough fodder to feed your cows. Or else you'll find yourself maybe mid-season, when it's off-season, buying fodder at maybe double the price that you would have bought when it is in season. So it is very important, just like any other business, to plan and to plan ahead. For example, cows eat around the clock. They need a certain amount of feed for them to keep their body condition and for them to produce for you enough milk for you to be profitable. So when you do not have enough feed for your cows, first of all, your cows will deteriorate in terms of health, and your production will go down, and your profitability will go down. So it is very important as a dairy farmer to plan. Plan to either harvest or buy your fodder when things are in seasons, so that you're not paying double the price or even more for the same commodities. Also in a dairy farm, it is very important to control diseases. There are some practices, some routine practices that a farmer should do to control disease incidents on their farm. For example, hygiene is one of the most important points. You must keep your cows clean, you must keep your barn clean, you must keep all your equipment very clean to avoid diseases. The other thing we do as a farm is that we have a very strict vaccination program. We make sure that our cows are vaccinated against some common diseases to avoid having to treat them, and also which will increase on our costs. And also in addition to this, we also take care of the biosecurity of our farm. When you drive into our farm, you'll find a water bath that has water and disinfectant. So when people come into the farm, they are disinfected to make sure that they are not bringing in communicable diseases. We have suppliers and other visitors who come into the farm, and we want to make sure that we've protected our animals against communicable diseases. In dairy farming, one of the biggest resources you have on your farm is your workers. So your workers must be well trained, must be well taken care of. The way we deal with our workers here at Naipasha is that we make sure that they are very well informed. For example, if we have a cleaner, we make sure that that cleaner knows why they are cleaning, the importance of having very good hygiene on the farm. In terms on our feeding team, we make sure that our feeding team is very aware that if they do not feed the cows properly, they will not produce. So staff management is very important, and in my opinion, the first step of staff management is empowering them with knowledge. And for our staff, we continuously train them on any new developments that have come up in the industry, or anything that we feel that is of benefit to themselves and even to our farm as a business. Record keeping is very, very important, because that's how you know where you are. For us, we use a dairy management system, and we are able to see how the farm is doing at a glance. We're able to keep records of our finances, and we're also able to keep records of how our cows are performing. And for me as a manager, I'm able to actually keep my workers and my managers to task. We're able to keep track of our finances and how our cows are performing. So we're able to see all our weak points and also our strong points, so we can scale up and also continue to improve. The Kenya dairy sector is highly regulated by the Kenya Dairy Board, and recently the Kenya Dairy Board has released some regulations both to producers, processors and even retailers. In addition to that, the Kenya Dairy Board has created an enabling environment where all stakeholders within the milk industry are able to come together and engage, and also they've also provided an avenue for us to go to them and help us with any challenges that we may be facing in the industry.